it's just an awful, awful situation for the rule of law here in the United States because our Justice Department is compromised, and I don't know if we can uncompromise it. I mean, can we get it back? I doubt it. I really doubt it. First up is the truly astonishing development of the collapse of the Hunter Biden plea deal in a federal court in Delaware earlier this week.
All right. It only says 5 up there, but hey, Gerald, Sway, Scott, Yukon, Matt K, Ryan, Yogi, David, Mike K. Short squeeze in progress, you think so? That would be great. AC's dead. But I think somebody, no, it's not. Heidi, everybody, Narad, Martin, Scott, I think I missed a couple. No, it's not fixed. But I'm going to call them. I went and got a good name from the hardware store, so I'm going to call them today. I've been on the phone. I meant to do it this morning. Somebody will come. Only one of these buttons is working. The other button doesn't work, but as they say, c'est la vie. I have a question. I have 50. Wow, you have a lot of calls. Should I sell the lowest rate price first or the higher? That's a shitload of calls. If it were me, there's 2 ways to go with that. The lower price calls, if you have the 2s or the 3s or something, are always going to have value for the next 2 or 3 weeks unless the stock totally takes a nosedive. That's one way to call it. But the way I would is there's no premium in those calls. So, well, you can see that both ways too. There's no premium in those calls. Anyway, I would do the ones that you get the most out of. Because, for example, if you can sell the 3 calls, you could go out with a quarter of the money, a third of the money, and buy a higher strike price for the same number, or maybe buy more, and then take money off the table. I like where you're thinking about if you should sell higher priced ones, but those are the ones I think you should buy because you can buy more of them. So if it were me, I'd sell the lower priced ones and roll it up. And I can ask Cam that question so he gives you his professional strategery. But that's what I would do. I would finger 579. Are you out of mind? Little Willie won't go home, but he can't push Willie around. I'm not going to get a new unit. I might ask for a new brain. A new brain wouldn't be all that bad to get. I don't know what Lambo means, except in fraternities it was kind of gay. Not that there's anything wrong with that. I don't know what Lambo means. Oh, it's hot. Hot, hot, hot. Ole, 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 ole. Feeling hot, hot, hot. The mighty arrow. Ole, 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 ole. Feeling hot, 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 hot. It was a great dinner. Thank you for asking. Had Indian food, and it was terrific. Thank you. Ham is saying on Twitter, there's a rumor to buy 1 million shares. Yeah, I'm sure he would talk about something like that. So you got the 8 calls for 8/18ths. So under a half. It's pretty good. I could get a bit part in Magnum PI. Ugh. I used to think he was a horrible actor because of Magnum PI, and I'm still not convinced he's a great actor. But he did a good job with that movie Quigley Down Under, I thought. More of a lark than a real movie. Oh, 55. So then you did it for like 9/16. I don't know what 55 is. That's good. Let me see where they're all trading. 583. 583. Are you out of your mind? Good. I found my glasses. Buenas tardes, amigo. Buenas tardes, skinny whale. Hola, my old friend. Tomorrow is something Tuesday, and I had hoped to see you by then. You killed my brother. It goes, Buenas tardes, amigo. Hola, my good friend. Cinco de Mayo is on Tuesday, and I'd hoped we'd see each other again. You killed my brother last winter. You shot him 3 times in the back. In the night, I still hear Mama weeping. Oh, Mama still dresses in black. I looked at every fiesta. For you, I wanted to greet. Maybe I'd sell you a chicken with poison interlaced with the meat. You look like my brother. Mama loved him the best. He was head honcho with the ladies. Mama always said he was blessed. The village all gathered around him. They couldn't believe what they saw. I said it was you that had killed him, and that I'd find you and upstand the law. The people of the village believed me. Mama, she wanted revenge. I told her that I'd see that she was honored. I'd find you and put you to death. So now that I've found you, on this such a joyous day, I tell you it was me who killed him, but the truth I'll never have to say. Buenas tardes, amigo. Hola, my good friend. Cinco de Mayo's on Tuesday, and I'd hoped we'd see each other again. Yes, I'd hoped we'd see each other again. So buenas tardes, skinny whale. All right, 3 minutes. 3 minutes to some of the now somebody asked me to do something with my microphone. I don't know how to do whatever that was. I'm going to remember her name in just a second, but I don't know how to adjust the microphone. So maybe once Ham comes on, what I'll do, I'll talk like I'm from England so that you can barely hear anything I can say because it's so proper. I'll be very proper and never raise my voice and be ever so kind. I think dinner was great. Thank you. We had we had a fantastic Indian. I had butter chicken, which I always love. I'm walking here. I'm walking here. I never saw that movie. I don't think I ever will. Oh, it is? All right. All right, I'll ask about that. And I'll ask about options. And I'll ask about Buenas tardes, amigo. Hola, my good friend. Cinco de Mayo is on Tuesday, and I'd hoped to see you again. You killed my brother. What are the odds the Democrats prop up the market until the 2024 election? I don't think it'll be the Democrats, but I think the neocons might. And I think it's really up to the Fed. So, and I think the Fed wants to keep the market up and the dollar up for the most base of reasons. They want Saudi Arabia and the UAE to price oil in greenbacks. Well, you can't really fork the globalists because we got to live in a global world, but I think it's okay to look out for America. We don't have to bend over. Do you like Andrew Tate? Having a hard time knowing who that is. Is that research analyst? No, I don't think August 11th is going to do much for MMTLP because I expect... All right, I got to call in. You.
All right, you ready?
I am born ready. Your audience awaits you.
All right, everyone. Sorry about the quick. I have to go to a doctor's appointment, so I'll be out this afternoon. So again, there's some interesting news going on. Again, this is not to buy or sell. This is our opinions and what we're hearing on the street. So, William, let me get straight to it. Wall Street. Everyone has ears and eyes, and they see and hear things. So I just want to give you the rumor we're hearing that there's a big firm with 1 million shares to buy. To me, that could be. It makes sense to me because someone's been accumulating it, and eventually they're going to start showing their hand. So that's a good sign. Again, I can't confirm it. I don't work for a big firm, but I worked long enough to know that when these things come around, someone is working the order, so obviously they speak. So, the stock is up on the day. I wasn't even here, so it's not me. I know nothing about who's buying it, and now we're hearing this. So to me, the accumulation will eventually, the big buyer has to show his cards sooner or later, and that's why I think we're moving up. But I just wanted to give you guys a heads up on that. And William,
Well, a couple questions. I'll go in reverse order on the questions. One gentleman is saying, at what price, but I'll ask, how will it work? Will if there's an order for 1 million, do they start calling their buddies from the coffee shop? Hey, we got a big order.
Well, I've been out all morning. Let's tell you, I was playing pickleball. I was playing hooky, everybody. So I was.
And is it finger you're talking about? Someone's asking.
Yes, I'm talking about finger motion right now. That's why I brought it to everyone's attention. And again, when you work the big order, the instructions, I don't know what their instructions are. I don't know if it's a market order. Be a percentage of anything that comes in. When they say it is, this is not an easy stock to buy. But there's not real size. The shorts, everyone's hiding their cards. Right now, we see 200 by 800. That's what you see. So if you have 1 million shares to buy, how do you buy the stupid thing? I don't even know. I never worked over-the-counter orders. I worked, New York Stock Exchange orders, and we used to see everybody's, bid and offer. We used to call around trying to find an institution to sell it. I don't think there is anybody that, they're going to be calling. So it's obviously they're trying to work it into this, a fund can give the order to a big firm, and they tell them to work it. That's it. There's nothing to do. The firm, they're paying commission to do it, and that's how it works.
So, Ham, I'm just being told that I should let you speak before I give distracting questions. I thought you asked me, so if I interrupted you, I apologize.
No, don't worry about it. I speak fast because I worked on the trading desk. That's my mind thinks differently. But again, if there's a big order around, someone's been accumulating it. These guys drove the stock down from $7.20, to $4 trying to break it. And the stock came back $1.80 already. All right, so all those shares, I didn't calculate what they sold, down below 6. But I will tell you that they have 10,000 puts that they purchased or crossed to themselves and created stock to short against, and that has all been absorbed, and they're out on the water. So these puts, they can't generate any more activity unless they put up more options. So I'm watching for that, and there is nothing is happening. So basically, they run out of juice on the put side. Remember, when they trade these puts, they short the stock against the puts. All right, the seller of the puts has to protect himself. All right, so he collects a premium and he shorts the stock to protect himself. We absorbed all that. That option has been absorbed. That's 10,000 of them that are going to zero. If you just look at it, I'll tell you right now, the twos, they had 2,500. They're worthless. Then they moved to the threes. The threes are nothing, garbage. The fours, they're almost garbage. They're 20 cents. They had 3,900 of those traded on the fours, so they use that worthless. The fives, 3,000 of them, they're down to 60 cents now. And the last resort is the sixes. They have 1,300 of them. They're $1.20 to $1.40, and the last trade was $2. So these things are just collapsing also. And that's it. There's no options above it. There's no sevens, eights, nines. Nothing's trading. Next month, not one put is traded. All right, so they're not fabricating any stock for sale using options. So nothing's there. These things have already been absorbed and disappeared.
So they're underwater on all fronts, one gentleman is saying.
They're sinking faster than the Titanic. I don't know. You got to remember the stock's up 60 cents times 160 million. Every dollar is $160 million loss. So just cut it down by $80 million loss today. That's a lot of money to make up blasting someplace else because they're really not holding it down here. Again, if this stock was 15, it'd be a different conversation between all of us on this call. It'd be a lot more dangerous. But holding it down below 6 when the stock has fundamental values, who knows what, we know it's worth north of 5. So what's the big deal to let it go up? They can't let it go up. I keep trying to tell everybody that. If they thought they can win, they let it go higher. So they keep plugging the buyers, which is okay. Accumulation eventually will lead to higher prices. That's how it works. And now we're hearing the story of a big buyer on the street. So someone's showing their cards. So eventually something's got to break here. You know, if they want to blast, they tried the old blast it down. That didn't work. Now what do you do? So again, they're in a tough spot, and you know what? I like where we are versus where they are.
One gentleman owns to me it looks like a lot of call options, and he asks your advice. Should he roll up? That's my word. Should he sell the cheapest ones first, or the more in the money ones first?
More in the money ones first. Example, let's say you own the fours. They're up 50 cents today to 190. You could sell them at 190, 195, and you turn around. If you want to still play, you can buy the nines or the tens at 50 cents. You take the profit. Let's say you paid $1.50 of it, and you make 40 cents. You can buy a 40-cent call for free, and you don't have to play in it. You don't have to do anything else anymore. You take your money off the table. That's how you trade options. The key to option trading is, hopefully you get the right move going up, number one. But you got to learn to let some of the ones that are actually working take that profit and buy the ones that are basically, a home run swing. And this way you're playing with their money. Right? You saw last time they drove it down and destroyed everyone's options. But many people I know traded the options and did exactly what I said to do. You take the ones that are in the money, you sell some of them, you keep working out of them, and you tiptoe into the other ones, and you got a free shot.
I like it. Somebody's asking, are they using dark pools to make that purchase?
I don't know.
Yeah.
I have the order. I tell you. I don't know.
And I don't know what this... He said, one guy's asking, do you think it'll close at HKD's 666? The only reason I'm sharing that, I don't know what 666 has to do with HKD, but you might.
If you just watch HKD, it's always around 650 to 670, and then every once in a while they scream it from that levels. I don't know what that 660 means, but they seem to stop, go sideways, and then they explode. Remember, the shorts are still living in these stocks. They don't go away.
Right.
Everyone thinks they go away. They go to sleep for a little bit, and all of a sudden they get ignited and they take off.
Someone's asking, these overseas broker-dealers, they can sell and no one's following it. Is that technically legal, or is it just allowed? Or
I think the system has grown so fast that these guys left the loophole open, and it's been going on since 1988. So that was the beginning, maybe a few years before that, but it wasn't as widespread as it is now. But I think that the door was open. The problem has just grown, and they don't know how to shut the door on it now.
But they will.
No, there's no question that it's end. This game is ending. So go pick your own poison, go find your own stock, do your own homework. There are opportunities that can change your life here. So that's what I think that you have to figure it out.
What do you think of the $3 and the $4 calls for November?
I'm not a deep in the money option guy, so I won't even comment on that.
Okay.
If you're going to buy a deep in the money call, just go buy the stock. The stock doesn't expire. Yeah,
but she got them at a good price. But anyway,
what you should do is if you owned them already, I would say I got them at a good price. I would sell them and move up to the front month, because I think the activity, whatever's going to happen here, it seems like it's going to happen sooner rather than later. Excuse me. And I'm a firm believer in playing things with less premium. So I go forward. I mean, I would go from November to August. Let's say I bought something at $1 in there too. I sell them, make $1, and I spend 50 cents and don't look back again.
Right. Someone's asking about the August 7s. I don't know. I guess maybe just what one would you target right now?
Yeah, I mean, that's a good price. The 60. Listen, if it's going to go, if it's going to 7, the 8s, the 9s are all going to start to double.
Right.
The 9s at 50 cents. You can buy the 8s if you can bid and get them at 60 cents. If you want to buy the 7s, if you can get them at 70 cents. The way you buy an option when you see a spread 65.80 and you want to buy 10, you buy 10 at 80, so you got 5 in. Excuse me, you buy half of what you want at 80, and then you bid 70 cents for the other half. This way you get an average price of 70, you get a 75 cents, you get a 75-cent average.
Do you think the million share buyer, if it's so, will they try to lower the stock price first before they buy?
No.
And at these prices, is every share sold by the Lynn Partners and associates? They're all underwater? They're all losing money?
526 was that squeeze trigger price. So we put it up every day, right?
Yep.
529, whatever it is, 529, 528. We keep talking about that number. They tried to hold it down last week. Everything, hold it below 529. Today pops above it, right? Listen, the trading in the stock has got a completely different look from the manipulation you saw 2 weeks ago, correct?
Yep.
Everybody can see the difference in the trading in the stock. Something is coming down, and it looks like it's getting close to showtime. That's just my opinion. Everyone, I told you, who does charting work from all different walks of life, from Ace and Avid and all the other people that do this stuff, charting stuff, and the people I know, everyone's saying the stock is ready to explode. Everyone has numbers between $8 and $30 or $50 on their mind. Again, I'm not a chart guy. I'm just giving you what they're telling me.
I haven't listened recently, but Arca has upside targets that are so high he's embarrassed to reveal them. But so, yeah, I agree with you.
Listen, Goldman Sachs has an opinion, so can I. My opinion is that these idiots have sold so many shares and have exposed themselves so badly to whatever this is going to lead back to, the paper trail. People are going to jail. There's not even a question about it. All right? They picked the wrong stock. The company doesn't need money now. They're trapped. It started with as a debenture. Mark Bazile said it. All the trouble with the snake shorting always leads from the toxic loan, and there you go. So, like in GTII and Finger, these guys their debts have been paid off, and now these guys are trapped. And and instead of walking away and going to rob somebody else, they are so cocky they wanted to fight it out. And they thought that we would never stay around for 3 years. But we did. So 3 years, I can wait 3 years for a life-changing event. So I have no problem doing it. I waited 23. What's another couple of years? What's the difference?
Arca's target is, according to Mark Dill, $45 a share. It's pretty good. Two stocks everyone's asking, Kodak and Wolf.
Kodak, I told you what I know about Kodak. The short is enormous. Okay, I'm not actively pounding the tables on it, only because I'm busy here. And Wolf, Wolf is, I told you what Wolf is. This is tied to that. Oh, they're coming after it today. But again, that's a Bitcoin stock. Again, I don't know how it relates to Bitcoin. They make money, I'm told, at Bitcoin 300 or 400. It's 2,000, 2,000. So Bitcoin here, every day goes sideways is a good thing, But again, we've owned it below $1, so it's tough for me to tell you to chase it up here. But I don't believe, if you think Bitcoin's going away, then sell it. If you think Bitcoin's here to stay, you buy it. Again, that's the way that game. That's what that's all about. But those guys are the number one player with as far as pricing on power. That's what it's all about. That whole thing is based on power. Cheap power, make more money. That's it.
One gentleman's saying he doesn't trade options, which is fine. He'd rather buy the stock. Why not? But he's asking if the stock can go back to 5. Personally, I don't think so. But what is your opinion?
If you want to buy the stock, you buy half and you bid half. That's the only way to do it.
Yeah, buy half now and bid for half at 5.
Or wait and hold half of your powders. This way, if it goes, you got half of your position. Instead of sitting here saying, I'm going to wait to 5, you buy a little bit now. You can buy 10%, buy 30%. Pick a number. You're buying 1,000 shares, you buy 300. And you say, okay, at least I own it at 580. And now you say, I got 700 more shares to buy. I'll buy 200 at 550, and I'll buy 500 at 5. Gives me a 540 average, and that's, at least I'm involved.
Right.
That's how professionals do it. So when I used to get a 1 million share order, I had to buy 10% immediately. Because if I had a limit to buy it, I needed to own something. So I couldn't go back to my client. Let's say they gave me an order and the stock was $10, and I'm waiting because I think it's going to come in. And the stock goes from 10 to 11, and the client calls me back, goes, hey, what did I buy? And you're going to say, well, I was waiting. They'll hang up on you. You can't do that. You have to own something immediately. So that's the way to play it.
Some people made money on your wolf idea, so that's great.
I can't listen. When the stock was running, I told people to start liquidating and buy some GTII, and they wanted to stay with it. So that's what it goes. That's how it works.
Do you think the big buyer, if there is one for 1 million shares, is already buying?
Yes.
How does Lind Partners manipulate all by themselves? Are they overriding the market makers, or are the market makers working with Lind Partners?
There's no market makers in these stocks. They're all machines, and they're putting the orders in. Obviously, they're coming from overseas. If you read any of the stories we posted 900 times this weekend, you could see where the orders are coming from. I told you before, there's no one is doing this stuff from New York City because they don't want the FBI knocking on the door. This is being done overseas. Now, the money trail is going to go back to Lynn. Obviously, someone's doing it. The paper trail behind these trades is going back to Lynn. There's not, those guys overseas are just, there's got to be a trading desk somewhere doing this for Lynn. Those 4 idiots that you see the photos of, they could possibly do this.
This guy's asking an either question. Bank finger profits or roll into GTII. I think he must mean...
you make your own decisions on it. I can only show you what we believe. Listen, finger went to 10. It spiked to 7. And here we are. We're still here. And it's the same story when it went from 60 cents to 10, from $1.50 to 7. And 4 to where we are today. The story hasn't changed. It's only gotten bigger. So you know the information. You know the short. We post the size of the short. You know everything about it. You get off the boat anytime you like. I can't determine that for you. We reported on GTII. The same thing. We put the data up there. It's north of 400 million shares. You know the criminals. You got the proof. You know the prime broker's in trouble. You're hearing that the criminals are going to get caught by the FBI. We know shareholders meeting with the FBI. That's, I can't determine. And you sit there and say, well, the stock is only 86 cents. How come it's not performing better? Well, because there's criminals that are still playing here. And when they get carried out, that's when the stock changes. People were shorting the video at 300, it's now 480. They had no idea about their AI chips, right? That's how it goes. The game changes in a second.
There's a guy asking about NWBO. I don't think you know anything about it. I
do know a lot about NWBO. I met with them a long time. I forget the guy. I forget the CEO's name, but they used to have that guy from the CIA, Carson, something Black, whatever his name was. He was supposed to help them out. And listen, they're working on cancer cures, and the stock has been ripped off. They've got 1 billion shares now. They let it go too long. They didn't want to fight in the street. They wanted to dilute and think they were going to win, and everybody got their ass kicked. That's basically what happened there.
If finger squeezes,
Yes.
how would you trade the volume? The guy asked a different question. Do I trade out based on volume? That's how he asked it.
Volume means nothing. Like you keep trying to tell people, you guys all think volume means something. It means nothing. The volume you see in the stock is mostly fraudulent volume. When the stock starts going up, I told you, you're never going to ring the top. No one bought GameStop at $3.75. It sold at $550. Right? It just doesn't happen.
Well, Timothy Sykes did. No, I'm just kidding.
He's always got the top. He's always the perfect trader. I forgot that. But the way to sell is at an average price. If you have 1,000 shares, you sell 100 at 11, 100 at 17, 100 at 30, 100 at 40, and then you say, "Oh my God, I sold 400 shares, 40% of my holdings. I have 600 shares left." And the stock is still going, and that's how you keep selling. You keep working out of it until you have 100 shares left, and then you make your determination when you want to sell your last 100. And that's how you get higher prices and an average price on your sales. That's how you get the best prices. You could just whack it out. That's your business, but that's how professionals do it.
Well,
that's it.
Well, no, there's a question here. Who buys contracts when the stock goes so high? Well, they start buying the cheaper calls. So your in the money calls get really expensive and don't have much premium, Roger. That's what happens.
Premium disappears as the stock goes into the money.
Right. That's exactly right. So
what you do is keep rolling up. You take an option that was $1, that's $3. You sell it at $3, and you say, "Oh my God, I'm going to lose the dollars between 7 and 10." But if it ever picks up again, I get a free shot at 10. If I buy the 10s at 50 cents, my break even is 10.50. If it goes to 20, you can say, "Well, you know what? I got $9.50 profit." It could have been 14 if I held on to it all, but we don't know the timing of when they're going to go.
Do you think, and I know the answer here, but do you think there'll be a problem selling the stock during a squeeze because our brokers can't handle the volume?
It's electronics. There's no one working your orders. There's very few people working orders these days.
Right, and just get your GTCs in.
Put your orders out there. Go about your day. Put an order out there. Make a sale when it goes. That's it. You don't have to worry about it.
And
don't wait for the 1,000th time. Put a good till cancel. It's right there when you're in your buttons and your systems. You control it. Don't put something out there. Pick a stupid number. 12, 14, 22, 35. Pick a number. Always have something for sale.
Right. People are saying thank you to you. And
listen, I'm here to just tell you, listen, I work on a trading desk. And when information comes across, we don't know about it. There's 20 guys on the desk. Hey, there's a big buyer in XYZ. Everybody knew about it. Even though if you weren't trading in it, we would hit the phones, tell our clients, hey, we would all tell the story. That's how Wall Street works. That, when they see something, someone flashes you flash them, and that's information. That's how it works. Not everybody sits there with a bag on their head like we all are, or most people are. All right? Take the bag off your head. There's a lot of things you have to keep your information. What people post on Twitter and all this stuff, you have to decipher what's good, what's bad. That's up to you. But information flows from Goldman Sachs to Morgan Stanley to JP Morgan. Trust me, everyone talks. You don't go into a brokerage firm and everybody's sitting there silent. Trust me, it's not like that. One guy's saying if this works, he's going to help a lot of elephants, and he's going to call each of them Ham. No, listen, again, I'm an animal lover. I like to run over short sellers if I see them in the street, but I'm an animal lover. One guy's saying thank you for betting on FSU. That's what I'm talking about. And 34 days to go until we beat the shit out of LSU. We have a couple LSU people here, and I can't wait to trample them again. They all talked shit last year until they got run over. But anyway, that's my real passion. Somebody's saying Webull removed the buy button, I assume, on Finger, but he doesn't say which stock. That's interesting. I don't know what Webull is. It's one of those. It's one of those crap firms that don't really sell you stock, in my opinion. But that's like all the rest of the firms, isn't it? Listen, find yourself a firm, a big firm that doesn't charge a commission, and that's where you should be doing your business. So that looks like all the serious questions. I can't think of any myself. Well, I just wanted to touch base in the middle of the day. I have to run. and I just have to go to an appointment. And I just wanted to touch base again. You know what I know? You know, big buyers don't show their hands. Okay, the stock not moving tells me they know that the buyer is here.
That's right. And I think it's terrific that you are concerned enough for everybody to let everybody know
Again,
about
listen,
it.
I don't control it, but this is how the street works. You know, when the trading desks get to call, they say, "Hey, someone's got XYZ." People talk. That's just the way it is. That whether it's the buyer telling a friend of theirs to go buy the stock, it gets around. That's what happens.
All right. So we'll call it short on this one, and I'll come back this afternoon if need be.
Again, if you need, check with William. I have to run, but again, have a great day. That's all the information I have. And, GTII is slowly sneaking up, nice and quiet.
Which one would you buy right now if you had serious money, GTII or Finger?
Again, we all want to get on the first horse that's going to come across, right? It flip-flopped. I thought GTI was going to be the first to cross the finish line, and Finger Motion jumped to the front. Finger Motion, to me, is ready to go. I don't know what's second, but that's ready to go. When that goes, the money's going to flow into GTII, and then we'll carry them out there. When is that going to happen? You're watching the same thing I'm doing. I'm looking at Finger Motion when that explodes. I'm looking at when it breaks 20, going to 30. I think that Jeffries puts that the loss is going to lead back to Jeffries. Only at that point would I look in puts in Jeffries, but I would look out a couple of months because Credit Suisse took a couple of months before they went bankrupt. So again, everyone got to see Credit Suisse go out. Do your homework and say, okay, Credit Suisse, after they took the beating on that, what's that guy's name again? I forgot his name.
Bill Huang?
Yeah, whatever his name is. That guy blew them up for billions of dollars, and I posted, losing billions of dollars always leads to casualties and criminal offenses, right? So Credit Suisse took the beating, and what happened? They're going out of business, right? They wanted to play, they let the fraud continue, and they went out of business. 130-year firm, gone. Billions of dollars is not easy to lose. When you lose that, people are going down, firms go down. Jeffries, if Jeffries is their prime, which we've seen in the documentation, the Lynn, if Lynn is housing this mess anywhere with Jeffries has to clean this up, or Jeffries takes the beating for it. So, like I said, I don't know exactly the damage inside of Jeffries, but when Finger Motion's screaming, let's think ahead.
Busy Brands is pointing out that Tupperware has gone from 80 cents to $4.21. I don't know what you're hearing on that, but
wow, look at that. Well, like I said, Bed Bath & Beyond was Tupperware almost bankrupt. I don't even know.
Maybe Tupperware, they're doing a door-to-door campaign.
Those are the signs, like a Tupperware. Okay, that this was to be a $30 stock. It was down to $3. That could be, this could be like a GameStop type thing. You got to, I haven't followed it, but these are the things that happen. These guys have shorted so many shares that when they get like this, they get out of control. But in the Tupperware, there's probably 200 shorts in it.
Right.
Finger Motion, we have Lynn Partners. GTII, we have the Kramers. One person. When you're going against one person, it's a kamikaze mission. You have to wait for them to crash and burn, right?
Right.
And these other names, if there's 500 shorts, all it takes is 20 of them to start the panic, and that leads to another 20 and another 20. That's how those big names unwind. You got it?
Yeah, got it.
All right, everyone.
Got it good.
Day. There's no more information I have. That's all I know.
You're the best, Ham. Thank you very much. Everyone appreciates it.
You got it.
All right. Knock 'em dead. All right. I don't think he's going to want to give you a prediction of where it's closing today necessarily, but let me look at where the price is. I could hazard 572. I would guess it's going to close over 6 today. Is Hamlet in DC to be or not to be? No, he's not. The Congress is closed. So I'm just gonna close it off because it's hot here, and it's 1:17. If things get going, perhaps I'll come on at around 3:15, 3:30. But otherwise, I don't think there's much more to say, and we'll just keep our fingers crossed for a strong market today and tomorrow, maybe the next couple of weeks. We'll see how it goes. So, cheers to everybody.